Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a question that has the power to shape your destiny. What would your life look like if you refused to let fear dictate your potential? Now pause. Picture that life. Imagine waking up every morning with certainty, purpose, and unshakable confidence, not because you are handed success, but because you develop the mindset that attracts it. You see, success is not a stroke of luck. It is not granted by circumstance or inherited by bloodline. Success begins in the mind, and its ignition comes from one essential spark: desire. Not a fleeting wish or a passing thought, but a deep, burning desire that consumes your attention and fuels your determination. This kind of desire is not born from comfort or convenience. It arises when you decide with absolute certainty that you must achieve something greater than your current reality. It's the internal fire that keeps you going long after the excitement fades and the obstacles appear. When desire becomes strong enough, it transforms into obsession. Not in the unhealthy sense, but in the way that makes your goal ever present in your mind. You begin to think about it in the morning, reflect on it throughout the day, and dream about it at night. Every action you take starts to align with this dominant goal. This is the state where extraordinary success is born. Many people fail not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because their desire isn't strong enough to overcome resistance. Without that white-hot need for achievement, they hesitate, delay, or quit altogether. But when your desire reaches a certain threshold, when it becomes something you must achieve, not just something you'd like to achieve, everything begins to change. The universe, your subconscious mind, and your behavior start working in harmony. To develop such a desire, you must become clear about what you truly want. Write it down. See it vividly in your imagination. Feel the emotion of already having achieved it. The more real it becomes in your mind, the stronger your desire will grow. From there, desire evolves into commitment, and commitment gives rise to the energy, focus, and willpower needed to manifest success in the physical world. Success begins when you want it deeply enough to refuse to live without it. Belief is the cornerstone of achievement. Without it, even the most brilliant ideas and detailed plans collapse under doubt. True belief, faith in yourself, in your vision, and in your ability to succeed, is not something you stumble upon. It is something you build, brick by brick, using the power of your own thoughts. The tool for this construction is autosuggestion, the practice of consciously feeding your mind with positive, purposeful affirmations until they take root in your subconscious. Every thought you think leaves an impression. When you repeatedly tell yourself something, whether positive or negative, your mind begins to accept it as truth. This is why so many people unknowingly sabotage their success. They've been conditioned to doubt themselves through years of negative thinking. But this conditioning can be reversed. You can train your mind to believe in success as naturally as it once believed in limitation. The key is repetition. Speak your goals aloud every day. Use present tense statements that affirm who you are becoming. I am confident. I am focused. I am capable of great success. Don't wait to feel those things. Say them until you do. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and a vividly imagined belief. Over time, it begins to accept these affirmations as facts, and it adjusts your thoughts, behaviors, and emotions to align with them. With consistent practice, faith becomes automatic. It replaces fear. It energizes your efforts. It allows you to take bold action because you no longer need to see the full path. You trust that each step you take will lead you forward. Faith built through autosuggestion is not blind hope. It's a deliberate mental conditioning that transforms your inner world, making external success not just possible, but inevitable. Success never arrives by accident. It is the result of intentional, focused action, guided by a clear and definite plan. Having a strong desire and unshakable belief sets the foundation, but without a well-constructed roadmap and the willingness to act on it, those powerful thoughts remain nothing more than unfulfilled potential. A plan transforms vision into reality. It gives structure to your efforts and direction to your energy. Even the most ambitious dreams require steps, specific actions taken daily that build momentum and generate progress. Unit people wait for the perfect moment to begin, believing that more clarity or better circumstances are necessary before taking action. But waiting is the enemy of achievement. Conditions will never be perfect. The secret lies in starting with what you have, where you are, and refining your plan as you move forward. Even an imperfect plan executed with persistence will outperform a perfect plan that lives only on paper. Definiteness of plan provides clarity. It removes indecision, which is one of the greatest thieves of opportunity. When you know what you're working toward and how you're going to approach it, you move with confidence. You begin to see opportunities you would have otherwise overlooked. Action becomes easier because you are no longer paralyzed by uncertainty. What's equally important is flexibility. Plans must be dynamic. Obstacles will appear, circumstances will shift, and unexpected challenges will arise. But when your purpose is clear and your plan is active, you can adapt without losing direction. Every action you take, no matter how small, compounds over time. Success is not just about dreaming big, it's about moving forward step by step with determination and purpose. A definite plan, backed by consistent action, turns invisible desires into visible results. No one achieves great success alone. While the drive, belief, and plan must come from within, the journey to success is accelerated and strengthened by the influence of others. The people you surround yourself with can either lift you higher or pull you down. That is why building a circle of support, a group of like-minded individuals who share your values, your ambition, and your desire for growth, is essential. This kind of alliance, often referred to as a mastermind, creates a powerful source of collective energy and wisdom that no one person can generate alone. When you align yourself with people who are positive, driven, and forward-thinking, their mindset influences yours. Their confidence boosts your own. Their ideas spark new possibilities. Their experiences help you avoid costly mistakes. In times of doubt or difficulty, they serve as a mirror, reminding you of your potential and holding you accountable to your goals. They become a sounding board for your ideas and a source of encouragement when your motivation dips. The mastermind principle is based on the understanding that two or more minds working together in harmony create a third greater mind. An invisible force of intelligence, inspiration, and direction. This is not simply about networking or socializing. It's about intentional collaboration with people who challenge you to think bigger and act bolder. Choosing the right people matters. Seek out those who are already doing what you aspire to do, or who are on a similar path. Stay away from those who drain your energy with negativity, doubt, or small thinking. The energy and mindset of your environment will either expand or limit your growth. Success multiplies in the presence of strong alliances. With the right people beside you, your vision becomes clearer, your courage grows stronger, and your path becomes far more powerful than it could ever be alone. Every person pursuing success will face fear, failure, and discouragement. These are not signs to stop. They are signs you are on the right path. Fear often shows up just before a breakthrough, and failure is often the final test before success reveals itself. What separates those who succeed from those who fall short is not luck, talent, or timing. It is persistence. Persistence is the ability to keep moving forward no matter how difficult the road becomes, and to continue when others give up. Fear is natural. It whispers doubts, plays worst-case scenarios in your mind, and tries to convince you to stay where it's safe. But fear loses its power the moment you confront it with action. Every time you take a step forward in spite of fear, you grow stronger and fear grows weaker. The only way to build courage is by repeatedly acting in the face of fear, not by waiting for fear to disappear. Failure is inevitable. But failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of the process. Each setback carries a lesson. Each obstacle builds character. If you persist long enough, failure becomes feedback, and feedback becomes your guide toward improvement. The most successful people are not those who never fail, they're the ones who never quit. Persistency transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. It is a muscle that grows stronger every time you choose to keep going. There will be days when nothing seems to work, when progress feels invisible, and when giving up seems easier. But those are the days that count the most. If you can persist through the storm, success will meet you on the other side. Persistence is the bridge between belief and results, the silent force that turns vision into victory. The mind is a powerful tool, but like any tool, its effectiveness depends on how it's used and maintained. Just as the body requires proper nourishment and exercise to stay healthy, the mind requires consistent, intentional conditioning to perform at its best. What you allow into your mind, your thoughts, your beliefs, the information you consume, shapes your reality. Over time, your dominant thoughts influence your actions, your habits, and ultimately your results. That's why conditioning your mind daily is essential to developing a mindset for success. Every day you are exposed to countless messages from news, social media, conversations, and past experiences. Many of these messages promote fear, doubt, and limitation. If left unchecked, these influences begin to take root in your thinking, clouding your vision and weakening your belief in what's possible. But you have the power to choose what you feed your mind. You can replace negativity with inspiration, confusion with clarity, and doubt with determination. Reading books that uplift and educate, listening to empowering podcasts, visualizing your goals, and repeating affirmations are all methods of mental conditioning. These practices keep your mind focused on what you want rather than what you fear. They create a mental environment where growth is not only possible, but inevitable. Consistency is key. Conditioning the mind isn't a one-time act, it's a daily discipline. Just as muscles weaken without use, the mind drifts into complacency without consistent effort. But when you make it a habit to feed your mind with purpose, your thoughts become sharper, your confidence grows, and your ability to act with intention increases. A well-conditioned mind becomes your greatest ally. It keeps you steady in times of challenge, sharp in times of decision, and bold in times of opportunity. Over time, it turns success from a possibility into a predictable outcome.